Good morning, my dear students. I hope you all are keeping safe and healthy and you're taking all the precautions of the COVID corona pandemic and keeping healthy, eating healthy. My name is Abha and today I'm here to share a story with all of you. The name of the story is Pinocchio. So once upon a time there was an old toy maker. His name was Gepetto. Gepetto was a lonely man. He did not have any family. And mostly he kept himself to himself. He was not even very social. He used to make toys out of wood and sell them to make some money. One night he found a big piece of log. He brought it home and started to make a boy puppet out of it. He was taking a lot of interest in making the puppet, so much that he worked on it the entire night. By the time he finished, it was almost morning, and then he started to clean his room. Gepetto really longed for a family, but he had none. There was a good fairy who knew what a nice man Gepetto was, and then she heard his wish, and she threw life into that boy puppet. The boy puppet actually came alive. He opened his eyes and said, "Hello." Gepetto turned around and he saw that the puppet boy was actually talking. He was moving and he had a life within him. Gepetto quickly went to the puppet. He held him and hugged him. He said, "My dear boy, from now on you are my son, and you shall be called Pinocchio." Now, Gepetto spent most of his time playing with Pinocchio, and he also kept doing his work. After a few days, he thought that it would be a good idea if Pinocchio joined school and went to school like other children and gained education. To buy his books and stationery, Gepetto sold some of his dearest tools. He got his school bag, books, everything ready. He called Pinocchio and said, "My dear son, Pinocchio, from tomorrow you will be going to school and learning new things." Pinocchio was very excited. The next morning he was walking his way to the school, but he was stopped by an evil puppet master. The puppet master knew everything about Pinocchio. He wanted to own him and make more money. He said, "My little dear Pinocchio, where are you off to?" Pinocchio said, "I'm going to school." "Well, school is not that exciting. Would you like to go to a fun island with me?" Pinocchio's eyes shined brightly. He said, "Yes, yes, I would love to." So the puppet master asked him to walk with him. The good fairy who had been watching over Pinocchio stopped him. The moment the puppet master saw the fairy, he vanished. Pinocchio stood there. The fairy asked him, "Where are you going, Pinocchio?" He said, "To school." Pinocchio was actually lying. And the moment he lied, his wooden nose grew longer. The fairy knew what Pinocchio was up to. Then she asked him again, "But this way doesn't go to the school." Pinocchio knew that his lie has been caught, and then he lied again. He said, "Well, this is the new route actually." And because he lied again, his nose grew even longer. The fairy told him that, "Pinocchio, why are you lying? You almost have started a new life." Pinocchio felt guilty and he started to cry. He apologized to the fairy. When the fairy realized that Pinocchio was actually guilty of what he did, she put his nose back to the normal size. Pinocchio went off to school. When he went there, he made new friends. and then he shared with them the idea of the fun island. All the friends and children got really excited, and they decided to visit the fun island after school. But they did not know that the fun island was actually evil. The moment they reached there, they saw very strange things happening. There was a lot of violence. There were wild animals roaming around, and the place was not at all safe. On discovering what an evil place the fun island was, Pinocchio suggested his friend that they should instantly leave the fun island, and they started to figure out a way out. As soon as they started to figure out to move out of the fun island, Pinocchio noticed that Gepetto was swimming towards the fun island. And he started to move towards Gepetto. But at that very moment, a whale swallowed Gepetto. To save his father, Pinocchio went inside the whale's stomach. He was happy to meet Gepetto. But then they had to figure out a way and plan to get out of the whale. Gepetto suggested that they should start tickling the whale from the inside. They both got busy tickling the whale. After a few moments, the whale sneezed and out came Gepetto and Pinocchio. Pinocchio and Gepetto reached back home safely. And from that day onwards, Pinocchio actually understood how precious his life was and what a caring and loving father Gepetto is. And he made sure that he never ever lied either to Gepetto or anybody else. He tried to be as truthful as he could. And with this, he led a very happy and peaceful life. Thank you so much.